welcome in today. Thank you for joining me. If you have not been here before and you're new, hello, welcome. My name is Erin, and this is where I do nutritional oracle card readings for the week. It's for the general collective, and what I do is I will draw some oracle cards to get an overall message from the universe, maybe some moon cards. I think that's in our future today, and I will get the messages from the universe that we need as well, and I will gather the information and give you nutritional advice and food suggestions that can help you kind of navigate your body or support your body better so you can navigate your week well and be able to live it with joy and happiness and not have to worry about having all of that stress, right? We're going to calm everything down and sail through it nice and easy. So if that is something that sounds good to you, then you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you like. You can ring the bell if you want to have notifications of when I put out a new video every week. I do every Sunday right now. You can give it a thumbs up if you desire. And yeah, if you are returning, welcome back. I hope everything is going great for you. I hope you had a good week, and I hope you had a wonderful week. I hope you had a wonderfully amazing, awesome week that went really well for you. I know there's lots of moon activity going on, right, this month, so Mercury retrograde is happening, so we got some things going on, right? But that's okay. We're gonna find out everything we need to know right here for the upcoming week so that we can be prepared. All right, so I think with that we should go ahead and get started. I want to know what's going to happen. I got to make some plans, so here we go. All right, so we are going to be working with October 19th through October 25th, 2020. All right, and let's see what the moon energy will be for this coming week. The waning moon. What do you need to release? So the full moon's coming up, right? That is a great time for release also. So I think we're being asked to, let's look at that. So now let's go ahead and move on a little bit and get the overall energy that we want to be that we will be working with. Oh, it's right here. This is it. Oh, broken open. Speaking of release, all right. So what are those experiences that have, that are within you that you need to let break that heart open and feel the emotions to, so you can figure out what's time to shed, what's time to release, what's time to give to that beautiful moon that's going to be coming up at the end of the month, and make way for new things, or keep the things that we do need, right, that we have learned and that we can grow from, but the things that are holding us back, let's let that move on, because we need to make room for the stuff that is going to help us grow now, right? Okay, so that's beautiful. So, and then I'm going to do an animal, spirit animal card also, because, okay, time to collaborate. Okay, and that's perfect because that's just kind of the vibe that's been going around, right? It's time for communication. It's time for getting together with others and allowing yourself to be a part of a team, right? It's not all about doing it alone. Like, we need to also sometimes work with other people and be able to have new ideas through that to help us grow also. So I think we're going to be looking a lot about communication, maybe some kind of community thing, working together with others for some kind of I'm not sure, so we'll get some clarifier cards to kind of figure out what the situation will be here, letting me know exactly what's, okay, thinker. I think that goes probably for both of these. So let's get a couple more. Stop it. I'm trying to keep up. Okay, mending. Okay, very nice. And let's do one more card here. Let's get one more card for the clarifier for the waning moon, because I think we have this here. So I'd love to get more information about the waning moon card. What do you need to release? It's this one here. Oh, go the distance. This is saying that it's not like a sprint, like life is a marathon, it's not a sprint, so you're going to have to go the distance. But we're reversed here, so we're pushing too hard, right? We're pushing too hard. So we have mending in reverse here, and this is essentially not allowing those feelings to be felt, right? We've been hurt, and we don't want to let them go, right? And it's just, we don't want to feel the feels so that we can actually get that done. But in order to mend and have our hearts broken open so that we can take care of that, we're gonna have to let that mending. We're gonna have to let this happen in order for the mending to happen. We're gonna have to let the feelings out. We're gonna have to let them break us open, and then we can start to heal. So this is interesting to me. So, and then we have the thinker, right? So it's very a logical kind of thing, very analytical kind of card. You know, you need to take logical steps in order to get the information that you need. So this is very interesting, because this is very feely, and then this is like, boom, not so feely, right? I mean, it can be, but it's more of a logical kind of thing. I'm going to pull another card for that. Can I get more information on the ant spirit? Okay. All right, sorry, my battery went dead and I was so into it I didn't even notice. So I don't know exactly where it cut off, but I'm assuming it happened right before, a little bit before I did tried to draw a clarifier card to see a little bit more about the situation. And I got the not for you in protection position. So basically this is kind of reminding you that the situation that is causing this need for release and your heart to be broken open, the situation was not for you. There's something better in store for you, and not to chase after something that you probably already knew that there was red flags happening in whatever situation it was. It's kind of, I feel like it was tied to, well, I feel also with this card, it was some kind of a loss or a grief, some kind of a relationship issue that needs healing. All right, and it's not just about, it's also about the situation. This card also asks us to look at the situation, what happened around us, not just the feelings that we had that happened to us, but what culminated to bring that about, so that we are understanding of how that's going to let us grow and evolve from that situation. So this is like, yes, you're hurt but you're not alone, right? Don't look at it as it hurt myself and I'm all alone in this and there's nowhere I can turn to. This is saying you can, and this is saying you need to be a little practical about it, right? Emotions run heavy when we're dealing with things like this, and releases that need to be made, and growth that's going to happen. So this, and also it's hard to not chase after something that we thought we really wanted, or we not even thought that we really wanted, that we really wanted, but it just was not to be. It wasn't in the cards for us right now, right? So this is asking you to, be a little practical about the situation, so that you can see where those red flags started appearing, what was happening that eventually brought it kind of crumbling down. All right, so that you have better knowledge of that, so that you can go the distance, so that you can be resilient so that you can learn from this experience, as heavy as it is, and as much as we don't want to have to go through hurt. Obviously, we all know we're going to go through some kind of hurt at some point in our life, and it's probably not just going to happen once or twice, right? It's going to be something that happens throughout our lives usually, right? Unless we turn a blind eye to it, which is, if we're looking to grow, that's not what we want to do. So we want to be able to learn from this situation. And when we're talking about being resilient, growing resilient from it, and learning from the experience, we're not talking about hardening our hearts. We're not talking about, oh, we know how this feels, so we're not going to feel that feeling anymore. This is all, oh, we see the red flags that have come about the situation, and I can see those again. And I already know that this ended in a way that was not, that caused me pain, that caused me a feeling of loss, that broke my heart open, and now I know, and I don't need to go down. That's a lesson learned for me, right? So now we need to see like what this means like nutritionally, right? What do we need to know about taking care of our bodies this week? Spending time with animals. So if anybody's got a pet, spending time with animals really raises your vibration a whole lot also. So spend time with animals to help raise your vibration. It just makes you feel good too, right? It just makes you feel amazing, and that is always a good thing. And maybe even, I'm also hearing like shelter, like if there's shelters or animal rescues, that maybe some of you have been thinking about volunteering or even getting a job there, to spend some more time, because you just love animals so much that you're like a rescuer, at like you have that kind of a heart, which would make a lot of sense also with some of this if it's a relationship issue. And I am really feeling for quite a few of you that there is some kind of a relationship issue that this is really dealing with. And of course, it doesn't take rocket science when you're talking about broken hearts wide open, right? But this also can deal, I know that there's some grief too. I could feel some grief and some loss, and just that's being really too much for you to handle. And in that situation, I'm really hearing that this, let people be there with you to help you pull through that and to make sense of it. And not necessarily just in a capacity as like, here's a shoulder to cry on. That's always needed, but I feel like this is more like, yes, you can cry on my shoulder, but let's talk about this, and let's get to the issues and help you also. Sorry, that was just a little side note, just popped up in my little brain there. Okay, so let's get another message. One or two, it's this one. Everything's upside down today, but it's not supposed to be, because we don't do that with these one. Intuition. All right. Because you very much need to be in touch with your body, right? So we're going to really need to pay attention to the healing. So you're going to want to tap into that intuition, and that is going to go a long way to help you to even with the analytical side of things, right? Like your intuition, you're going to need those analytical and the kind of support and knowledge to help you to navigate through some of this stuff that's happening for you. All right. And so this is like, let's hone into our intuition. Let's use that. Let's get back into touch with it. Okay. And we're going to pull one more, because I just feel like there's more. One more mess. It's right here. It's right here. Aromatherapy. So all the things that make you feel good, right? Good smells. This is so, and aromatherapy, like, it's very healing in and of itself. So we're looking at, like, this of course is a self-care deck, so of course we're going to have self-care things, but these are very healing, like, very deliberate kinds of ways to help you heal. Like, this is, aromatherapy is very comforting, can really help put your mind at ease, help you to, get into where you can put things into perspective. It can literally feel like it's wrapping you up in some beautiful, just lovely blanket or a big warm squishy hug, right? So find some scents that really resonate with you there and go for that. That is, if you're into like the oily kind of thing, and you have that available to you. If not, you can always pop on a pot of water and put some orange peel and some cloves. It's autumn, right? Cloves in there, a little rosemary or something if you can get your hands on it, and just throw some stuff in there that you got around the kitchen, the things that you love that smell the best for you, and do that. That works as well. Using all your senses is very important, and a lot of us don't, probably most of us here, but a lot of us always think of the five senses, but your intuition is also a sense. So I think that's one of the big reasons why we got this card, is to remember that, yeah, you need to use all your senses, but don't forget about the intuition one, because that's going to be key to being able to look at the situation and feel inside you what's going on and what you need to let go of, right? What's going to help you for the highest good for you? What's going to keep you in alignment, right? The knowledge within you that will keep you in alignment for your highest good is what you're going to learn here. Because it's growth, right? It's all about growth. This is all about growing. So look out for, if you have animal guides also. If you do, you probably know it. If you don't, then you can always meditate on that, okay? And find out if any spirit animals pop up, or like if you have a vision of them in your mind, if you like maybe hear something whisper to you about it, if you dream about certain animals, things of that nature. So I'll pay attention, and so pay attention to, yeah, I did hear though shelter and rescue, so I'm thinking that there's quite a few of you out there who have maybe been thinking about doing that. And if you have been thinking about doing that, this is do it. And pets also, when you have them, they love you unconditionally, right? That is unconditional love. And when you are going through something like this, boy, oh boy, does the unconditional love go a long way. They don't want anything from you but to give you whatever they can help wise, right? They expect nothing in return except for like a pet, maybe. Please give me a pet, right? So, and they will love you like no other. So those of you who do have pets, then you've got a leg up on that, and that's awesome. Okay. Also, if there are animals that show up around you that you, like, all of a sudden you just start spotting them and you notice them, look more into that, especially if they're doing things that are a little bit out of the ordinary. You're like, oh, that's peculiar. Take heed in that, and that is maybe something for you to look into, like get on the internet and do a search about, is this normal for them to do that? And maybe it is the universe trying to get your attention and let you in on some information, okay? So this intuition card will go a long way with this also. These two are very much connected, especially when we're talking about animal guides, because you're going to need to utilize your intuition to realize if, the universe is sending you a message, because these animals are popping up in your path and you're taking notice to that. And you usually don't, right? So let's get a fairy card just as like a final kind of message. And then we'll look at the nutrition and the food suggestions. That's this one right here. Healing, obviously, right? Now is the time for you to give or receive healing. So for some of you out there, there might be people in your life that need to receive some healing for you, okay? So now is the time for you to give or receive healing, everyone has a natural ability to heal others, yes, even you. And I'm feeling for this. I'm feeling the healing is going with this card here. And also some of you listening, maybe the partnerships, the collaborations, the people who are wanting to give assistance to somebody who you know that this is happening to. So you could delicately reach out to them about that and just strike up a conversation or whatever you need to do to get the ball kind of rolling, if that feels like, right? If that feels like you are supposed to do that. And if you have had those nudges, then you'll know if you're supposed to do that or not. But so some of you, there's a few of you, I don't know if there's very many, but there's a few of you who know somebody who needs to have your help. And you should help them if they allow that to happen for you. So we need to get another one because there's more. All right, so, and it's this one right here. Ask for help. Angels are celestial beings who protect everyone, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask the angelic assistance. So ask for angelic assistance. So if you're feeling very lost, if you are really having a hard time, first of all, if you're having too hard of a time and you feel like you need to reach out for assistance of the professional type of help, like a therapist or something like that, do that. I think there might be a few of you, not a lot. But this is like, ask your angels. Go ahead and talk to your guardian angels, talk to your spiritual team, bring them in. Allow them to help you, okay? Let them help you get through all of this. Ask them for signs, ask them for messages. You'll probably get it in the form of seeing the animals, okay? And also smells. That's what I'm hearing. You're gonna, animals and smells. So if you ask your angels for help, they're gonna try to get your attention by seeing animals and smelling smells. And again, this is a general reading, so take what resonates with you. You don't have to remember all of this. Things will naturally pop out to you and ring true in your gut and your soul. And you'll be like, it'll feel solid inside you. And when that resonates with you, then that's for you. You may get a couple of things, you may get nothing. You may get just one little thing, and there might be a whole bunch, okay? So whatever resonates with you, just make sense of it. Use that thinker card, right? Make sense of it in your own way. Be practical about it. Don't think you have to do it all. Just take what resonates for you because it's a general reading, all right? So don't overwhelm yourself. You need to be gentle with yourself. Now is a time for healing and not getting all crazy, okay? We have things that are going to take time to work on. And when we're doing these weekly readings also, disclaimer, you are not going to be able to wrap up all of these things in 1 week, right? This is a starting point for you to recognize what's happening, the things that maybe are coming up that are depleting your body systems of what it needs, right? Or extras, or letting you know of areas where you can have extra support in your nutrition to nourish your body, right? To let you get through these things. This is not, oh, I have to get over this grief and it's going to take me 1 week and then I'm going to come back on Monday and everything's going to be fine. That's not what's happening here. This is going to take time. This is a starting point for you to understand how to start getting the ball rolling on it, and then you need to take action on that and set goals and boundaries and instill routines in your daily life that makes sense to you, so that you can get back in touch with your body and with your inner knowing, with your inner wisdom, so that you can do growth. And so this is a journey for me, right? This is a transformation. I do this along with you guys. So this is not just me like, oh, this looks like fun. Well, part of it is, because it is fun and I love it. But a lot of this too is, this is things that I am also doing because I'm in the form of transfer. I'm always trying to grow and evolve, but just right here and now, like, I just have this transformation that's taking place that I know is in there, and this is just how I was called to kind of do it. And then I also was called to be like, hey, you know what, if you need to do it for other people too, because I never was planning on doing the YouTube thing. So this was like, okay, but I just followed it, and you know what? It's great, and I love it, and I'm having a good time, and I hope this is really helping some of you out. So I'm going to pull one more card from the fairy deck. And I know this is kind of rambly this week, so I apologize for that. But I got a lot to say. I think there's just things that are popping up in my head that need to come out so that you guys can hear them. So let's get one more beautiful fairy card. I love my fairies. Oh. So temptation. Are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? This fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its guise. Don't let it hide. Don't let that unhealthy habit hide. Okay, that's what I was thinking about for this healing, and that's the missing piece for me. So the healing is what we need to do, right? We need to do a release. We need to make sure that we realize that it's not just us alone. We are a part of everything. We do not have to go through this alone, right? We have to make sure we utilize that. We have to know that there's something better for us. We have to know that this situation is going to bring us to have resilience in the way of, now we know how this came about, right? Because we want to know what happened, what the situation surrounding, what happened around the feelings that made this come into light, that made it so we need to release it because it no longer serves us. Okay? And we need to not use an unhealthy habit to get us through there. Okay, this is a big one. So for a good lot of you, it could be emotional eating, it could be substance abuse, it could be maybe I'm hearing codependency too, codependency. So I don't know if there's some kind of a codependent relationship or something going on here, but that's possible. And that's very much a guy's, right? You don't realize it. Well, you might realize it, but it's very hidden. So things that are hidden, that you are not wanting to come to terms with, what are they? Because now is the time to release those, because you can't release this and then keep the unhealthy habit, we'll call it, right? That's what it's called here, is a habit. Because it'll keep making you feel guilty. It'll keep bringing about those things. So that needs to be taken care of as well. And again, not going to do it in a week, okay? And you might be able to overcome a lot of the unhealthy temptations, the unhealthy habits, and be like, I'm good. But when something sets you off and triggers you, you will find out soon enough that, oh no, I'm not good. Whoops. Let me rethink that. And be gentle with yourself there. It's okay. You are not expected to do this perfectly. We are humans, right? We are not here to be perfect. We are here to have an experience. Okay? So we're not going to do it perfectly, and we're not supposed to do it perfectly. You can't learn a lesson if there's not something that's gonna throw a monkey in the wrench in the gears, right? That's not going to happen. All right, so be gentle with yourself here, and if it's a serious problem, then don't be afraid to call outside of your normal group or get information from your normal group, and then make a decision from there on if you need to even go further and maybe get some kind of therapy or help in that situation. Okay, so don't let that fester in and become such a bad habit that it's out of control, because that is your only way to, that's your only way out, not in a sense of an emotional kind of feeling, right? A numbing kind of thing. We talked about the numbing a little bit too. Okay, so that's definitely enough information for me on that there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the nutritional advice and food suggestions now for you. I don't want to rattle on too long. I've been kind of going at it here, but I think this is just a really important time right now for us to really get some things in order. So we've talked before about the adrenal system and the effects of stress has on us. I think that was last week. So you might want to check that video out, because stress, you're going to want to reduce your stressors. So environmental stressors, I think your aromatherapy really could go a long way to help with that, by clearing out like smells and chemicals and those kinds of things that, kind of use your intuition, like get back into the sense of things here, like pay attention to what's going on around you. We're going to be doing a lot of that this week, right? And if there are certain chemicals that you have been using that you hadn't that maybe you're having some reactions to that you hadn't noticed before, like maybe try to switch over to, like I use mostly vinegar and water to clean most of my stuff, and then like the thieves spray if there's some oilies out there, which there probably is. Like I really like that a lot. And that really goes a long way to clean most of our stuff, like baking soda, those kinds of things. I'm kind of old school on that, most of that kind of stuff, and it works for us. So I'm not going to say it's going to work for everybody, but if you are chemically sensitive, maybe start looking into some more natural kinds of ways that you can, clean your home, clean your spaces, because you still obviously want them to be nice and clean. But if those chemicals are really bombarding you and you're having a hard time with it, then you're going to want to try to remove those if you can. It's very inexpensive to clean your house naturally, really. And it doesn't take really that much more effort, so that might be something for you to look at and use that aromatherapy, because that's really going to help you like find some scents that really help you out. And like I said, you don't have to have a bunch of oils in a diffuser. Boil a pot of water on your stove and put in like orange peels and cloves and certain kinds of herbs work good too. Be careful of some of those herbs you put in there, because they don't smell the way you think you're going to when you when you put them in the water. So there could be some experimentation in there, but that's okay, right? That's how we learn. Experiment away. It's a science project. But some beautiful herbs. I like rosemary. Rosemary works really well. Rosemary and orange peel and like some vanilla. Really good. And I like also clove. I've always loved clove and cinnamon and that kind of thing too. And lemon. I like that too. So experiment with those if you don't want to go the route of a diffuser, because you want to get some good oils. You don't want to get oils that have a whole bunch of nasty chemicals in them, or you're just defeating the purpose, right? You want to get the good stuff. And if you're not down with that and you don't have the time for it, I hear you. Boil the water, put the stuff in the pot. Easy peasy. Also, so I'm gonna link that video for the adrenals, because there's a lot of good information about removing stressors and helping your body to recover from that and to support it. It's gonna talk a lot about like the adrenal glands and things like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and link that, and if that is resonating with you, then you can watch that. You're going to want to get a great night's sleep, because sleep is going to be imperative too, because I'm hearing the immune system, right? Immune, lymphatic system, keeping the stressors are going to bring our immune system down, and that's just going to make us feel ill or really get sick. It's not going to, we're not going to be vibrant. We need to have stamina to be able to do what we need to do this week, and it's probably going to take longer than a week, so we're going to need to build up that stamina. So things like a good night's sleep, meditation, right? These are the nutritional areas of things. Nutrition, as I always say, is not just about what you eat, it's also what is in your environment around you and inside you, okay? So you're going to want to get plenty of sleep, and if you're not sleeping well, I believe in the adrenal video that also goes over the sleep thing about not watching your electronics for like 2 hours before you go to bed, and maybe try just having make a nighttime routine, and make it work for you, and what makes you feel, what makes you de-stress and just chill, like get rid of any of the anxiety, what makes you feel good, and do that at night. Take time for yourself, because you're going to need it. Okay, and it's okay to have time for yourself. So we're going to want to look at sleep, we're going to take out the stressors, and digestion is going to be really important in taking care of your immune system, because that's where we're going to be really getting our nutrients from, our vitamins, our minerals, the things that are going to support our immune system. So I believe I did a digestion video too, so I'll link that too if I did. I'm pretty sure that I did, but essentially you just want to make sure you're in a relaxed state, parasympathetic mode. You want to not be doing 20 things at once. You need to sit down. You need to, I'm pretty sure I did do this, so I'll link it. But you need to sit down, have a meal, chew your food really well, and just enjoy the experience, right? We're talking about enjoying. Use all the five senses. Make your meal, make it fun, put love in it. Do some really special things for yourself. And I know you're not going to be able to do it all the time for a lot of us because we are all very busy. But like I said, it's important that we're going to take time for ourselves and make sure that we are addressing the situation so that we can grow, right? So even if you can only do it once a day, or if you can only do it a couple of times a week, prepare for it. Put it in your routine. Make a special day where you get to do it, okay? Don't feel like you have to do, like I said, do everything perfect. Make it work for you, all right? Okay, so we're going to have good digestion, we're going to have good sleep, we're going to take out some of those stressors where we can, right? Now remember, take what works for you. Don't think you have to do it all. And then as far as, like I was saying, the lymphatic system is concerned, it's not like, it's a circulatory kind of system, but your blood has your heart to pump that blood, right, through you. Your lymph does not have a pump, so you have to pump that yourself, and it does that by using your muscles, so squeezing and releasing the muscles, contraction and release, okay? So you're going to need to get some exercise. Use a brisk walk when you're out looking for your animal guides, right? Do that. Or any other kind. Don't overdo it, just as long as we're not overdoing it. Exert yourself to the point of where you feel exhilarated and good and you get those good endorphins going, but don't go overboard and run yourself down, because then you're just going to be getting into an adrenal mess again and you're going to have to start all over, okay? So in trial and error, be gentle with yourself, right? It's okay. So, and also, part of that is I will also attempt to tell you about tapping a little bit. So you have the thymus gland, okay? It's part of your immune system, and they have a little tapping thing that you can do, and you just take your fingers and on your sternum, right next to it on your chest, right under a little bit under your collarbone, you just tap. I'm tapping now because you can hear me, right? And you just tap on it. Look it up on line, because you'll be able to see people do it and demonstrate it, but it's great. And it's also a stress reliever, and there's many tapping areas that you can explore. So do that too. If that's like, I like that, that sounds good. I do tapping all the time. I forget a lot of the times, but when I remember to do it, because I'm really like needing some relief, like, boy, I'll tell you what, it works. It really does. I enjoy it. So do that thymus tapping to keep it activated and working for you, and that will be a good place for you to start there. Also, let's get into a little bit of the food stuff so that you guys can get a couple ideas of what you want to do. So things for your immune system, we all know, right? Vitamin C, zinc, right? Selenium. So those kinds of foods are going to be found, or those kinds of vitamins are going to be found in foods like berries, citrus fruits, dark chocolate, even cloves. So, 'tis the season-ish to be making things with the cloves and the pumpkin spices and all of that, right? So there you go. Not saying you got to eat a pumpkin pie, okay? I want you to make sure that you are eating as cleanly as you can, because that's really going to go a long way to help not muddy up the emotions, because when you're emotionally eating things, it's usually not good food, okay? So I want you to try to eat as clean as possible, and that's why I'm saying make it an experience, make it fun, experiment with it, make it special so that you want to continue to do it. And we did a meal prep video too, so there are ways, tips and tricks in there that you can implement, like meal prepping things to make it easier for you to get it all together, right? If you want to do it a few times a week or what have you. So there's always there's a will, there's a way. You can find it, right? You are resourceful human beings, and I know that you can fit some of these things, right? You can make it work for you. What resonates with you, you can make it work, right? We don't want to have a lot of excuses about why it can't work. We want to figure out how we can make it work. Okay, so I gave you the information for that. And for zinc, you can do like beef and avocado, and fiber is going to be really important for you too, because you need to have some good fiber in your body to help get rid of the things that you don't need. You know, to bind all the waste together and get it out of your body. You got to do it, right? And you can use onions and garlic are great for that. Bananas, lentils, and chickpeas. And the lentils and chickpeas also are good. They have the zinc in them and the selenium in them too, right? So you're gonna do double duty there. If you eat a pretty clean diet and have some variety, you most likely, unless you really need some major support, and at that point, if you need major support for any one kind of vitamin or mineral, you're probably going to be looking at needing to do some kind of supplement, right? But if you're not, if that's not the case at this time, right, then if you eat a variety of foods, then you're really going to be able to, as long as you've got good digestion and you're practicing good digestive techniques at mealtime, you're probably going to get all the nutrients really that you need to keep your body healthy, right? We just need to do some extra things like get those stressors out of the way so that it doesn't bog us down and take away all of the good things that we're doing, that we're putting inside our body to help our body, right? We want to make sure we get those out of the way. Okay. And I put in here too that I wanted to talk about like foods that activate your senses. And I know we talked a little bit about that, but everybody's going to be different. So you're all going to have like what makes you feel good inside, but also what smells activate good feelings, right? Are there certain, like, is there music that you like to listen to when you make your meals or even eat your meals? There's nothing wrong with listening to music when you eat your meals as long as it's not stressing you out, right? So that's what I'm talking about, making an experience, is activating your senses around that, right? And use your intuition, like ask your body what it wants, okay? That's the whole point of everything here. Ask your body, what do you need? What can I help you with today? Where do you need support? What can I give you? And then take the time to listen. And if it's not happening for you yet and you're just not seasoned at that, don't worry about it, right? Just keep trying and keep listening. It's telling you. Sometimes we just can't hear it, okay? So it's a practice that you need to keep doing every single day, all right? And it's just going to take, and sometimes, there's times when I've been working on this for a long time, and there's times when I'm like, I just don't know. I just don't know. There's too much going on. Shit happens, and it's not always roses, right? There was some herbs too that you can use. Maca powder works great. Reishi mushroom, you can find that. Those are all adaptogenic herbs that can help. They help a lot with the immune system and also with stress. I think stress and immune almost really go hand in hand. One really affects the other. So maca powder, reishi mushroom, you can get that in a tea even online. Just make sure that you get a good one, right? You can do the tulsi. They make those in teas. First of all, if you have any issues, contact your doctor. If you need to talk to your doctor first, do that. And if not, and you want to try some things, like if you're not trying to like down everything at once and you just want to try a few things, these are all perfectly safe to do as long as you don't have any allergies and no pre-existing conditions that these would interfere with, that sort of thing. So, just use your little thinker card, use your intuition, and put it all together. You're all smart. You all know about it. You know what's happening. I'm not worried about that. So maca powder, reishi powder, or tea, and the tulsi tea, or any other form you want to take that in. I think they might have tinctures for that too, but I can't remember. And manuka honey is also great. Nettles are great as well. The nettles, if you have like high blood pressure and like some blood sugar issues, I know that you probably wouldn't want to talk to your doctor about that. That could cause some interference. So, but those are great if you can handle them. All right. So for all of these food suggestions that I'm giving to you, you could put them together, like just make a beautiful, you could make an awesome tea. You could make, I make a drink with almond milk and cacao powder and maca powder. I put some cinnamon in it, some cloves in it, and I don't put any honey in it. I guess you could if you wanted to, but I don't like to really have sugar before bed, and I like to do this at bedtime. And I will drink that one nice and warm. I with my immersion blender, and I have that, especially this time of year when it's starting to get cooler. Instead of tea, if I want something a little more comforting, very comforting, lots of vitamins and minerals in it, and it's just makes you feel good inside. With the maca powder though, I usually use that earlier in the day, like around, I don't usually like to do that after like 3 or 4 or something like that, because that can kind of like get you kind of energetic. I'm pretty chill with it. It doesn't bother me too much, but a lot of times I need to take that during the day. So just be wary of that. Know that you can put the maca powder in a smoothie, what have you, with the berries, right? So you can make smoothies, you can make teas, you can make salads, because for the vitamin A, the vitamin A would be good for you to have too, with the green leafy vegetables, some sweet potatoes and some carrots. So you can do all kinds of things, right? And let's do this. What's your favorite meal that you like? What's most comforting? Leave it in the comments. And then if it's like an unhealthy kind of thing, because a lot of times we associate comfort with foods that maybe aren't the healthiest foods, and that's okay, but leave them in the comments and let's see if we can like zhuzh them up a little bit to be a little healthier with a few things in it, give you some ideas and suggestions, right? That would be awesome. I would love to see that. Or leave your favorite suggestions in the comment box below about meals or things that you like to do that make you feel good inside, like any little nighttime routines, anything like that. That'd be awesome. Beautiful words of support, always wanted around here, so go for that. And I think that's pretty good, so I think I'll leave you with that. All right, you guys are gonna do awesome. Reach out to people, don't be afraid to. And also you people who you beautiful souls who are healers that know of people in need, reach out. You don't have to be like, I'm gonna heal you, right? But reach out and see how somebody's doing. I think this is our call to see how somebody's doing if they're on your mind, right? I think that would be amazing. All right, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I will put the links, like I said, to the videos and then in the notes, the description, so you have those. And I'll send you love and a big squishy hug, and I will send you healing energy, right? We need that this week. And just stay calm and have a lovely week, and I will see you all again next week. And if you have not subscribed, then you can do that. If this helped you out, share it with somebody if you think somebody could benefit from what we did here today. And yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for spending time with me, guys. I always love doing these weekly nutritional things. They make me feel good inside. I hope they make you feel good too. All right. I'll see y'all next week. Have a great one. Bye.